Year were you born?
What?
Year were you born?
1916.
Ooh. And can you remember who was Prime Minister when you were born?
I haven't got a clue, darling.
Okay. And who would have been the head of the monarchy? Who would have been King or Queen?
Yes, Queen Victoria, wasn't it? 16. Yeah, the Queen Victoria.
Okay, and so during your lifetime you've seen Queen Victoria, Queen Mum,
Yes, the Queen Mum,
and George.
King George, King Edward, and the Queen now.
Wow.
So that's 5, isn't it?
Yeah. Next one is what age were you when you went to school?
What age were you when you went to school?
What age did you start school?
What?
Age were you? How old were you?
5, darling. 5.
Yeah, I'm 5 years old.
Yes, I was as old as you.
And where did you go to school?
Sidmouth Street,
Which is where?
in Hull.
Okay. And do you remember how many were in your class?
I haven't got a clue, John.
And who was your best friend?
A girl called Stella Garbutt.
And did you keep in contact with her?
No, I'm afraid not.
No. Did you keep in contact with anybody you went to school with?
No, I didn't, John.
No.
No.
So, what was your favourite subject at school?
Poetry.
Poetry?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Did you write any of your own poems?
No, no, dear. I used to love to learn them and recite.
So, who was your favourite poet?
My favourite
Poet.
poem, Walter de la Mare.
Can you remember it? Can you?
I can remember a bit of one. Is there anybody there, said the stranger, knocking on the moonlight door. And that's about all I can remember.
And
When Till and I get together, we can remember, she can remember some and I, so we can put them together more or less.
all right. Yeah, that's a good question actually. So
Yeah.
how many brothers and sisters did you have?
I had 1, 2, 3, 3 sisters, 1 brother, and 3 half sisters.
All right. Do you know what half sister is, Alexa?
No, well, they didn't have the same mummy as me, but they had the same daddy, right? Because my mother died when I was a little girl. I was only 6 when my mother died.
You were?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
sad.
Yes, she was only 29.
Oh wow. How did she die? What did she die of?
Pneumonia.
Right. What sort of games did you play at school?
Oh, netball, basketball, I loved those.
Mhm.
And gymnast, we did a little bit of that, not much.
Mhm.
But no hockey or such as that those days.
No.
Swimming once a week.
Yeah.
And we had to walk in a crocodile right up the Beverley High Road, about a mile.
Really, to go swimming?
Yes, for half an hour's swimming. I never was any good at it.
So, what age were you when you left school?
14,
And what did you do?
I went to work in a fish shop.
Yeah. Doing what?
Serving in the fish shop, yeah.
So, how many years did you spend there?
Oh gosh. 2 years in there. And then I got a job at the seaside in a fish shop as the waitress,
Mhm.
working in there. And then I came to Rushden.
And what made you come to Rushden?
My cousin got me a job here
Mhm.
in Strong and Fishers. And I lived next door to John, to Bam.
Ah, right. Okay.
And that's how I met him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, what year did you get married?
1936,
All right. So just before the war, you got married.
just before the war.
And what happened during the war? What did you do?
I had Norman, yes. I had Norman. He was only 6 weeks old when Bam went in the army. We'd been married 4 years then. And he was just 6 weeks old, so I never did go out to work. I
All
had
right.
a girl come and live with me,
Mhm.
keep me company and help out a bit, you know.
Yeah.
But I never did go to work.
So where did Bam serve in the war?
Only in England here. He never went abroad.
Yeah.
'Cause he had this. They were all set for manoeuvres on to go abroad.
Mhm.
and he had this accident, had his foot crushed.
Right.
So he was discharged after a year in hospital.
Yeah. And then what did he do when he came out?
Well, he was at home for about 6 months before he was fit for work. And then he went into Horrells.
All right. Okay.
Yes, in the office in Horrells. That's where he met Mick.
Yeah.
Trained Mick, he did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, stop.
Okay. What sort of things did you have to? What was rationing like during the war? So what did
terrible.
what did you get to eat?
Well, I was pretty lucky because I used to trudge over Chester with Norman in his pram, and he looked well after me. One of the assistants. I did have a little bit extra, so, and we kept chickens, so I'd always got plenty of eggs.
Yeah. But what type of things? So if the girls had been with you, what type of things would they have had to eat?
Oh.
It smells like
So you wouldn't have cookies and stuff like that. There wouldn't be luxury
Oh,
food.
no sweets, well, very few sweets because they were rationed, you see. I think we had 2 ounces of sweets a week.
Yeah.
that
And
caramel
about 2 ounces of butter.
caramel.
I suppose you know all that though, don't you, more or less?
No, we weren't.
Oh, well, I don't know whether you'd heard from others. And
I don't like it. I
I
swear.
think we had about 4 ounces of meat. Not much at all, John, really.
Mhm.
But
I got
there was plenty of bread. So we're more or less, bread puddings, and that would have been the sweet. A bread and butter pudding, minus the currants. Because we couldn't get them. 'Cause
So-
they're from abroad, you
So
see.
no McDonald's then?
Oh, no, dear. No. I don't know how they went on in a restaurant because I never went to one.
No, I don't suppose people used to eat
Couldn't
out, did
say
they?
what you had to do, dear. I
Yeah,
suppose you had to give some coupons up,
yeah.
or you had all the stuff that were reconstituted,
So how did you used to get around? Transportation. Did you? When did you get a car?
Oh, gosh. I should think Norman must have been 10, 12 before we had a car.
So how did you used to get around before that?
Walk.
Yeah. So everybody worked local and shopped local
Yes, there were plenty local, plenty of work.
and yeah. How about going on holiday? Did you used to go away anywhere?
Never
or-
had a holiday till your dad was, how old would he be? Norman was 10. Your dad would be 4 years old.
So that's when you got a car. So you
Well,
went, yeah.
after that, after the first holiday we got, so it'd be, I should say about 12,
Yeah,
when Norman was 12.
yeah. So where did you go on holiday?
Went to Lowestoft in a guest house.
Uh-huh.
And you had to be out all day, whether it rained or snowed or anything. You weren't allowed in from morning till night.
Girls.
No. And then you had your evening meal and off up to bed. So thrilling. It was a poor do, darling.
Yeah.
What does she want, sweet? Excuse me,
Yeah.
John. What you want one like? There's some in the drawer, darling. One like Alexa's got.
In this
But
one.
there's some little mint imperials. They're all mints in there. Old woman's chocolate.
Yeah. So